drop to loosen up. We will let our palms simply to lie there. We will completely drop our hands and palms and simply let them lie on the lap without any effort. With this relaxed body, let us now bring to our mind one of the most wholesome mental qualities that we can ever generate. Let us now purposely create wholesome thoughts. This meditation is not about dropping thoughts. This meditation is about generating thoughts, but wholesome ones. So we are going to purposely generate very wholesome, loving kindness wishes. Wholesome wishes related to 4 Brahma Viharas. We all have this inner capacity of wishing well-being to everyone. We all have a willingness in our heart for all beings to be well. How good if all beings in the world is completely safe and contented. How good that's going to be. We will make that wish. We will allow that willingness in our heart to come out and manifest in this precious time. Let us genuinely make that wish for all beings to be well. All beings desire safety. All beings desire happiness. All beings. Let us wish. May all their desires to be safe and happy be fulfilled. All people living around our neighborhoods, all people living in our whole surrounding area, and all people living beyond this area in all other distant places. May all people living everywhere be safe, be well. May they all be able to fulfill their basic needs of safety and well-being. May all people, all beings be safe. All beings be safe. All beings be safe. All beings be well. All beings be safe. All beings be well. All beings be safe. All beings be well. Sielu satun lowe suepatn viva. 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 Let us now direct our mind to all people, all beings who are suffering right now. There can be so many people, so many beings around the world who are going through various forms of suffering right now. People who have been infected, people who have been suffering from all forms of diseases, ailments, and everyone who are going through all forms of mental pains. Let us wish, may all these people, all these beings be free from all physical pains. May they all be free from all mental pains. May all beings be free from pains. May they receive enough help. May they find a way out and ultimately be free from all pains. May all beings be free from pains. May all beings be free from pains. May all beings be free from pains. Sielu satun lowe dukin mi deva. Sielu satun lowe dukin mi deva. Sielu satun lowe dukin mi deva. Let us now direct our mind to people who are somewhat happy and joyful right now. There can be people who feel safe, who are happy with their family, who are having a happy, joyful time right now. There can be people all around the world who are living happily right now, experiencing some form of joy, some form of happiness. Let us wish, may all these people be able to maintain that happiness that they are going through now. May they provide conditions to maintain this joy and happiness in their lives. May all these people continue their joy, continue their happiness. May all beings continue their joys. May all beings continue their joys. May all beings continue their joys. Sielu satun sit satut vediva. Sielu satun sit satut vediva. Sielu satun sit satut vediva. Let us now direct our mind to all people who have been able to develop some equanimity in their lives. People who have gone through various experiences with their maturity, with their experiences, may have developed some equanimity in their lives. Such people are blessed. Let us wish all these people to maintain that equanimity. Let us wish all beings, all people to make their mind equanimous. That will be the best way of being. May all beings be equanimous. May all beings be equanimous. May all beings be equanimous. Medhat bhava sem sit karendeva. Medhat bhava sem sit karendeva. Medhatn Bhava Sam Sitakaren Deva.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together. Let us feel grateful for this moment to have meditation in our life. With deep gratitude to all great teachers lived in the past, with gratitude to anyone or anything that helped our meditation this morning, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Now we can move to our next program. Today, we are so fortunate. Our Bante Purna is joining us from Sri Lanka. And Bante, thank you. Thank you for taking your time. And we are going to do a special program for us today. So there are a number of people, Bante, who have joined the precept program. And
Okay, Bante.
yes, Bante, can you speak to check whether your voice is clear?
Yeah, Bante, I can hear you very well.
Okay.
And thank you so much, Bante, for inviting me. And it is always great pleasure to join with you and do something.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Bante. So please start your program now. Yes, we have. So we are going to talk about 4 foundations of mindfulness today, right?
Yes, Bante.
Yes.
And Bante, can I ask a question before I start?
Yes, Bante.
Do we have Kevin on this stage now?
Let me see. Let's go to gallery. No, he's not here yet.
Okay, no problem.
Whether he needs to screen sharing something. Screen share
So we have Nancy and Rebecca, I can see them.
Yes.
And 2 of them, yeah. So thank you so much, Bante. I'm going to start now.
Okay, yes.
And I'm sitting here all day because 1 hour and 30 minutes, this program long. You can take, you can, Bante, if you like, you can take time and go and have a little rest and come back because I know that you are very busy.
Yeah.
So, but
yes, Bante, yeah, you can start, and after a while we will disappear, but we'll come back later. Yeah.
I have already started, Bante.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
You know, you gave me a topic. You gave me what do you call it? A name for my time. It's a Dhamma talk. It's a talk.
Yeah.
I'm talking now.
Yeah. Yes. Excuse me, Bante. Yes. So we have until 11 o'clock actually. You have a talk, and then meditation, and then also there's also question and answer if they have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in our first part, I'm going to give a short introduction, and then we have a practice of our. We perform some chanting here with a couple of people today, and then we are going to do some meditation, guided meditation. That is the plan for 1 hour and 30 minutes, I think. 9 to 10. Yeah. So, dear friends, and today it is a casual talk. It is not a. It is a Dhamma talk, yeah, but it is not a sermon. It is not a sermon. I don't use so much of articulations and nice pattern and scholastic way of expressions. No, I'm just talking. But in our talk, we have a theme. We have a direction. Yes, I'm glad that Kevin is there, so we can do a nice performance today. So I'm glad that three of you are here. So what we are going to do here today, actually, we are going to discuss about the 4 foundations of mindfulness. This is actually very popular. Everybody, at least somewhat, knows about the 4 foundations of mindfulness. And also the mindfulness is itself, it knows even kids now, all over the world, they know a little bit about the word, that because it is a very popular word, everybody knows about it, especially the kids that we are seeing here right now, they know about because we have already taught them the word and how to use that word. So we have a lot of time, and we had a lot of opportunities to know about the word mindfulness. But 4 foundations of mindfulness is different. So when we look at the presentations of the different teachers all around the world, what they have done, actually, they are doing a great job presenting the 4 foundations of mindfulness. Actually, I think we don't want to spend so much of time to introduce and explain each and every, because it is a long discourse. The discourse can be found actually in one discourse that you can find from the Digha Nikaya, long length discourses, that volume. And also the other one, middle length discourses, Majjhima Nikaya. You can find these two the same, some a little bit different, but same structure and the same place and same factors that you can see in that sutta. So it is a quite big sutta. Actually, middle length and the long length, both are very long discourses. So here, I think we don't have much time to talk about this sutta in detail from top to bottom. But still, the Bhante and Buddhist Center has given quite big time and for me and for 3 of other my members to present ourselves. So we will try our best to do this. And also, if Upeka, Sati, and Nancy If you want to interrupt me, and you can anytime come and present yourself and your ideas. But right now I am just talking about a little bit about the background. So, four foundations of mindfulness. This sutta in Pali called Satipatthana Sutraya. Satipatthana Sutraya, Satipatthana discourse on four foundations of mindfulness is a quite very familiar discourse among the Buddhist practitioners. But the mindfulness is commonly used in every society today. It is a big, it is that word is a money maker. It is something else. But we are not talking about that word. We are not just confined to that word. It's a kind of, invention that they have done it. We really deeply appreciate that their dedication and their exploration, and we appreciate. But at the same time, we notice that there is a gap. So we were thinking about Upeka, Kevin, Ati, and Nancy. We were long chat about how to fix this gap. We are still working. We have long way to go. So somebody will continue, but we try to just start a little bit this journey. That's what we did. So what is the journey is that we are going to practice not just to comprehend or to read some sort of interpretations. We are not just confined to the interpretations. We try to go into the primary source. What is the primary source? The primary source is the Pali version. So we thought, okay, we will try to read the Pali. Then, of course, it is a very big, huge challenge, especially for native English speakers. So what I thought, okay, we will try somewhere where we can. Why don't we start from somewhere? So that's because I thought this that because if you read the mindfulness in plain English, or the four foundations of mindfulness written by Bante Ji, actually we read somewhat in our book club. We read every week somewhat, but we know that still this interpretation and the ideas and the opinions and sometimes disturb for our understanding. Sometimes we deviate from our exploration. Sometimes they have done a great job to explain us. We deeply appreciate beautiful effort that they have done. No any argument there. But still we thought, still we have something to know. We have something to know. How can we know this? How can we know this? I was thinking, how can I start this? Because it is very hard. It is not easy. Reading Pali, even for Sinhalese people, I know that it is a big challenge. It is a challenge. It is a real challenge. Sometimes they have hesitation that because only monks are using this language, so we don't know about them. Or sometimes they think truly, even sometimes they have forgotten somewhat their original native language, mother language, even because of they have been in the different countries. So even here, actually, they can read little bit, but they don't care about their skill. They don't acknowledge their skill. They just forget about that, and they are running away from that, and they have some other goals in their life. So I thought, how can we come to this? So it was a challenging time. Even Damita Karunara is here. He will also help me to explain what was going on in our Pali chanting. DK is there, and also some other people who are there that who we have a Sinhalese chanting. So in that chanting, they know how to. It's called Sajjayana in Sajjayana. So chanting. So I thought that okay, why don't we use that method to go through this course? So again, still the challenge is there. A native English speakers are in a big challenge that they are not really ready to read Pali discourse. If you are, the Pali scholars, of course you can, but the problem is you are not expert in that area, so it is not easy task. So then what I thought, okay, how can I transfer the chanting Sajjayana skill to the English speaking society? How can I do that? I thought, okay, we have a bridge there. That is hymn singing in the church. I thought, why don't we use that window to enter to this chanting? Then actually, we started our chanting class, and in this chanting class, we chant actually in English. I chant in Pali, and those people who are the Upeka, Sasi, and Nancy, they were actually at the beginning we had Ines, but she is not right now. She is having some other busy activities in her timetable, so she is not there. But still, we are practicing. So I want to confirm express that it is a long way to go. It's a long way journey. It's just start. It's like it's long way to go. It's a big, huge challenge. But still, we have already started. Today, what we are going to do actually, we are going to show what we can do to understand this course. Pali version is not reading any of you, but I'm reading the Pali section. Then three of them will be reading English. It is a chant. It is a soothing chanting. I mesmerized with their chanting, and it was beautiful. I really, I don't know how about you, but I really still, I really love. It's amazing. It's actually what they did, that they opened their tiny window, and that it is going to be a big entrance. That is what is happening right now. They entered through they sneak through the window, and now they are opening the door, main entrance. That's what we are trying. Please understand my metaphors, and otherwise it will be always difficult for you to understand what we are talking about. Anyhow, the four foundations of mindfulness in brief, if I explain to you before we go to the chanting, and Upeka, if you have any shares, you can share, and three of you can share later. But right now, I'm going to give a short introduction about the four foundations of mindfulness. So the four foundations of mindfulness actually you can find online. It is called Satipatthana Sutta. But four foundations of mindfulness is actually many authors. There are a number of authors that they have done their researches, and they have done a lot of, the translations, and Bante Thanissaro and Bante Bhikkhu Bodhi, and among them, actually, we found this text, this book. It is called Satipatthana, the direct path to realization. It's done by Analeo, the Bhikkhu Analeo. It's a German monk, and he's a wonderful scholar. He studied actually at the same university where we studied. Actually, I think Bante Pema will correct me, and actually he studied under the same professor we studied. So he's a wonderful learned monk, and he has done this great research. It's a big contribution. So, can you show Upeka, and if you have that book? Yes, they have. See that they are having this book. Actually, we are not selling books or promoting books, but we have some material. That is and also we have to have a reliable material. There are a lot of materials. If you go to online, oh my goodness, it is another big mistake if you don't find a reliable material. So it is a PhD thesis. So I thought it is quite reliable, because still we don't have enough knowledge about that, because it's the material. So we use this book. And if you go into this book, the four because unfortunately, our mindfulness teacher in USA is Bhante G. Unfortunately, I'm extremely sorry, I'm not using Bhante G's translation. And it is not because of any personal matter there, or any other any kind of devaluing his great efforts. But here, what I want in next few next minutes, we can talk about Bhante G. Bhante G, actually, he is a wonderful monk, and also he, in my knowledge, in my capacity, he is the living mindfulness that I have seen. It's the living mindfulness. It's not a book. It's not a book. He's a living mindfulness. That's because I closely monitored his his favorite place in United States, other than the Bhavana, is the Pittsburgh Buddhist Center. If that is the miracle that we have done. So I closely monitored Bhante Ji's behavior, the way of expression, thoughts, and every tiny, even tiny, because I very closely treated him. I took care of him many days when he was in Pittsburgh Buddhist Center, and also I took him to the back and forth from Bhavana to Buddhist Center to Bhavana. So always he doesn't know that I was a spy there. I did a spy job. Nobody knows about that, but I am a Sri Lankan spy, Buddhist spy. I'm very bad guy. I'm a monster. But what to do? I'm a monster. I'm proclaiming that is after I come to Sri Lanka. If you don't allow me to come back, I don't come. It's okay. I don't want. But I am a Buddhist spy. I spied all over the world. Nobody knows. Today I am saying, I'm not working to anybody. I'm working to Buddha. I'm working to Buddha. I'm not working to anybody. I'm working to Buddha. So I was a spy there. I was a spy in Singapore. I was a spy in Australia. I was a spy in Malaysia. I was a spy in a bad job in Japan and Canada. Then came to USA. In all most of the cities in USA, even from that from Pittsburgh to Sedona, Hollywood, and all over the world, Orange County, Las Vegas, Minnesota, and all over the world, all over the place. Uh, everywhere I spy, and I was looking, what is happening here? What is happening here? So, among that, in that research, what I know is only we have a proper translation right now is this one, because it is a PhD thesis, and the teacher I know personally, the instructor of this, and also I know the monk personally, the Bhikkhu personally means because of Bhante Tema, because I'm not a scholar monk, so I'm not reaching to any scholars. They don't they don't know about I'm a spy, so they don't. I can't reach directly, but I reach Analeo through Bhante Pema. See, my job is, and then actually, still I'm talking about something, but I don't know. But we have a lot more to tell. But I'm just started to talk. So Bhante Ji is a living mindfulness. Okay, he has done a lot of the academic things, writing, but I don't agree with those because he is a wonderful living asset. It's a gem, mindfulness gem. It's a mindfulness kind of very diamond. So he's a living example. I really want to mention about Bhante Ji again and again. At the same time, this is the good, reliable material that you can go through, and then the newly invented method that we are going to use is Sajjayana. Without Sajjayana, without chanting, without deeply careful reading, we cannot really understand. What should we understand by deeply reading this? We have to understand the four foundations of mindfulness. Four foundations of mindfulness. What is the first? Kayanupassana, the mindfulness on the body. Vedananupassana, the second, mindfulness on feeling. Chittanupassana, the mindfulness on mind. The last one, mindfulness on Dhamma, Dhammanupassana. Dhamma is a kind of very complicated word. So we have to have a good understanding about this word. So English is not rich enough for us to do this job. That is why we have to move from English to Pali and find properly the good translation, reliable translation, because that is why I was telling this is a reliable and somewhat good, but because we badly try to go into the Pali, not our sanctuary, our pasture, green pasture is the Pali discourse. So we cannot directly encourage to read this. That is why we started to do the chanting in English. So now I think we have already passed 1 hour almost. Is that right? No, 30 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, 30 minutes. I will take a little bit more time too, because then we can start our chanting, then we can go to the meditation, guided meditation. So the four foundations of mindfulness, what is Buddha is talking? Buddha is talking about ekayana magga. This is the first word, that ekayano ayam maggo. The Buddha is talking about ekayana magga. Ekayana, the word translated into English in many different ways and many different scholars. We can say direct path, only way, one way, only going to the one destination, one direction. Therefore, it is called sure path. Those are the translations for the ekayana. So recently, I think on the Katina ceremony day, you heard that Bante Kusala was given another meaning. I think he was trying to say the absolute. That is his term. But still, I don't know about really why we are going all through the different translations, because still we have a problem. Even the Sinhalese translation is not good. Therefore, we use the ekayana, the term ekayana, even in Sinhala. So ekayana, if you want to know ekayana, the meaning of that word, you have to read, you have to chant, you have to carefully study, and you have to practice. Then you can understand the meaning of this word. Otherwise, no, you can't. You can't understand. We can talk. We can drag and drag and drag and drag and drag, but nobody will understand the meaning of the ekayana. That's because that is the what's called the iron zeal. That is the topping part of the discourse, and so nobody think about that. But that is the most valuable, precious word in this discourse. So if you want to know that the meaning of that word, you have to read the entire discourse. You have to go through very carefully, one by one, each and every word. So I know that we don't have enough time to do that job here today. I just started the ekayana. How can we do this? So hours and hours and hours and hours, days and days and days. But the Pema would like, but we don't have time. What we can do today, actually, we just try to understand what is the meaning of the mindfulness of body. What we do with our body. What we do with our body. We use our body. That's what we do. When we are breathing, we use our body. Body means our organs, our systems. We use our system of our body to enliven the body. That's what we do. So we use the body to enliven the body. So what we have to do there, mindfulness. Mindfulness is not the proper word in our aspect, in our, our atapi sampajana. Atapi sampajano. Sampajano satima. Those three terms are very, very important. Satima, satima, sampajano, satima. You have to have the attention and the memory. Memory and attention. Memory and attention, these are very subtle terms. Those are very subtle terms. Memory and attention. You know, I don't want to tell about if we directly translate use the word, two words, memory and attention. You know that word. I think you will agree that they have two different meanings. So, sati, sampajano, satima has two, but these two terms put in together and they have composed a new word which is known as mindfulness. We are not using that word anymore in this research. I don't know how long it will take for us to do this research. I don't even want to finish this research without having proper guidance and proper mentors and proper universities and proper, the dedicated group of supportive people. That is why now we have supportive people for this. And so we use our awareness to look our body. Because we are using our body. First, we use our body to breathe. Breathing is not one particular action there. It has in-breath and out-breath. Not only that, it has long breath and short breath. Not only that, it has a whole body, experiencing whole body breath and also relaxing the whole body breath. So it is going very thoroughly. It is going sneaking and going deep. So there is a breathing in this body. It is a wonderful action. You know the breath. The lungs are the most beautiful and most complicated, one of the most complicated functions in this body. Because my doctor taught me very well in our English class how the lungs are, how the brain is supporting to function the lungs, how the diaphragm is helping to work to function the lungs. So the breathing is not just simple action which we known as breathing. The air is going through the nose and breathing out. The air is coming out from the nose. That is not the case here. It is a very in-depth exploration. It's an in-depth kind of realization which was done by the Buddha and given instructions in this discourse. Then, see, you can understand how long it will take me to explain each and every, but I will go very fast later in a minute. So, then, body parts. We have body parts in our body which we use. Body parts, 30 in certain versions, 32, in certain versions, 31. Whatever, the body parts and the body movements and the activities, not just the movements, walking, sitting, lying down and standing, but also walking, talking, eating, and so forth. Or most of the other complicated actions, the complex actions we do. So then actually, after that, the four elements, they four elements. So it is going slowly into the in-depth exploration. The four elements. In this body, we have only four elements, no other than anything. That's just only for four. These four elements have created called I. Bhante Punna, Sister Upeka, and Brother Sapi, and Sister Nancy. Four of us created differently in the same element. It is amazing. It is amazing. Still, we have a question there, so we still moving forward. So then, actually, there is a quite odd and strange type of part in this discourse, but we are not eager to talk about that right now. About the body, the dead bodies, discarded dead bodies, carnal, and the dead bodies in the carnal grounds, and so talk about it. It is not easy today because of the coronavirus. But still, we respect the dead bodies. But India, it is not the shape. It is a different shape there. Even it is growing in, unfortunately, in Sri Lanka right now. So this is the situation. So we can easily look at that part, but it is not pleasant and it is strange at the beginning. But it is the one of the very important understanding about the body, the dead body. So that is how ended up and end the mindfulness of the body. Then the mindfulness of feeling. Most of the time we think the feeling is a kind of flesh related kind of experience, our flesh. But actually, it is not just only the flesh. It is actually, it has a collaboration, deep collaboration with the, what you call, mind, not the mind, but the consciousness. We consciously feel. That is why it is called feeling. Consciously feeling. It has the mental aspect also, but it's subtle. But usually we think of feeling. Oh, feeling. But not. It has to understand in a very deep and in a different way. So, consciously feeling. And also, then mind, the mindfulness of mind. Some people will misunderstand mindfulness of mind. Okay. So, in that actually what is talking about, it shows that the mind is, originally it is crooked. You know that crooked tree is casting a crooked shadow. So, we have a crooked mind, therefore we are crooked. Whether you agree or not, that is the reality. But we have to look at our crooked. We have to look at. That's what in mindfulness of our mind we do. We look at nakedly, we look at our mind. Lustful thoughts, we look at them. Oh, wow. We look at them. We not just hide them. That is how Buddha says. Don't hide any of the emotions, any of the thoughts. Just look at them. Look at them directly. That is why I love America. I love America. I don't want to leave America. I love America because they look directly. Unfortunately, this is the first world country, but we have third world nation here. This is the first world country, that because every morning, every 365 days, every morning, 6 in the morning, sunrise. And 6 in the evening, sun goes, sun is setting. It is a paradise. It is a paradise. It is not a third world country. I don't know what this nonsense the people are talking about this. No. In my aspect, America, Australia, Japan, China, most of the part of the polar the land, those are the third world countries. So I'm living in a first world country with a third world nation. I'm extremely sorry for that. I'm not blaming. That is the reality. I was living in USA in a third world country with a first world nation. That is how I am understanding that. It's okay. Just forget about that. But then, that is why I'm talking. I'm not giving a Dhamma talk here. If anybody is expecting Dhamma talk, please go to YouTube and find and listen to Dhamma. That's a Dhamma sermon. I know that the group is getting bigger and bigger to listen my old talk. A good wine need no bushes. Then we will move to the what you call Dhammanupassana, mindfulness of the Dhamma. This is a very complicated part in this discourse, that because again it seems like talking about the mind. No, it is not talking about the mind. It is talking about the conditioned, constructed, conditional bulk of mind. Bulk. It's talking about the bulk. 5 hindrances are one bulk. That is the first bulk that Buddha says. Is that right, Brother Kevin? The bulk? I mean, I want to say that just heap of the big amount of, the collection, the conditioned kind of very lot of stuff there, but it is not. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, to me, bulk of conditioned things, it's like a mass. High quantity, low quality.
If you understand, that's enough. Everybody understands it. Thank you so much. So, I'm not going even to talk about in detail that part. But now we have a rough idea. And also, the Buddha repeatedly says at the end of this discourse, if you practice this discourse, you can attain enlightenment. Wow, that's what I need. That's what I need. That's what I need. I don't want to dig the trash bags of the other people. I don't want. I'm using metaphors, but be careful. I'm not insulting and neglecting and disregarding. I'm really appreciate the entire planet from the insects, from the coronavirus to just large any so-called end conditions. Everything I acknowledge and I obey. I obey. I surrender. I surrender to the nature. So now our chanting time. Are you ready, my kids?
Yes, Bhante.
I'm ready, and just to say, Bhante, and for everyone, Bhante Puna has met with us at sometimes 6 o'clock in the evening, where he is 3:30 a.m. And so he's been getting up at all hours of the day to do this with us, and it's just really great. So thank you, Bhante.
Yes, actually now my brain doesn't know how to sleep. It is so bad now. Actually, I'm taking a couple of weeks full rest. That because I don't want to. I don't know what is happening to my brain. It seems like crazy. But I know if it seems like crazy, please take me and send me to a good psychologist. Okay, please. So right now I am with the greatest psychologist in the world. He is a neurosurgeon. He is a neurologist, and he is a wonderful teacher and very well-known teacher. His name is the Buddha. So, dear friends, now we start the chanting. So what we do in our chanting, I chant the refrain part from the body, from the feeling, from the mind, and from the Dhamma. All three of you are one by one going to chant in Pali in a beautiful.
You mean English?
Yes, in a beautiful way. Can you do that?
Yes. Which one are we starting with?
What?
The body? Are we starting with the body?
We start from the body, yes.
Okay.
I will chant in Pali. Then we will start from Upeka. This is our eldest teacher, principal, our beautiful mom, our beautiful friend. So we always give priority to you. We respectfully invite to chant after me. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Iti ajatang vakaye kayanupati viherati. Bahita vakaye kayanupati viherati. Ajat bahita vakaye kayanupati viherati. Samudaya dhammanupati va kayasmin viherati. Vaya dhammanupati va kayasmin viherati. Samudaya vaya dhammanupati va kayasmin viherati. Athikayoti vapanas satipachupatita hoti. Yavadeva jnanamataya patisati mataya anisitocha viherati. Nacha kinchi loke upadiyati. Evam pikho bhikkhave bhikkhu kaye kayanupasti viharati.
In this way, in regard to the body, he abides contemplating the body internally, externally, both internally and externally. He abides contemplating the nature of arising, of passing away, of both arising there is a body, is established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and continuous mindfulness. And he abides independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That too is how, in regard to the body, he abides, contemplating the body.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful for me. It's beautiful for me. It's beautiful for me. And then we move to our sister Nancy, and we go through the seniority, not the seniority that we use, but seniority is the membership is seniority.
The same refrain, or are we going to do feelings next?
Feeling. Wait, I'm going to chant first, okay? Again, I respectfully invite to chant to Mom Nancy, Sister Nancy, beloved Nancy, friend. It's sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Iti ajatang va vedanatu vedananupatti viherati bahitava vedanatu vedananupatti viherati ajat bahitava vedanatu vedananupatti viherati samudaya dhammanupatti va vedanatu viherati vaya dhammanupatti va vedanatu viherati samudaya vaya dhammanupatti va vedanatu viherati abhivedanati va panasa satipachupatita hoti yavadeva jnanamataya patisati mataya anisito ca viharati naca kinci loke upadhyati evam piko bhikkhave bhikkhu vedanatu vedananupatti viharati.
In this way, in regard to feelings, he abides contemplating feelings internally, externally, internally, and externally. He abides contemplating the nature of arising, of passing away, of both arising and passing away in feelings. Mindfulness that there is feeling is established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and continuous mindfulness, and he abides in dependence, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how, in regard to feelings, he abides contemplating feelings.
Sorry, I was talking. I'm sorry. I didn't unmute. So now then we move to the mind, the way Chittanupassana. And brother Kevin, our friend, our beautiful voice, and is going to sing, chant with respectfully, with devotionally, we chant, you chant. And thank you so much, and we wish you to have a good chanting. And after I chant, please chant. Iti ajatang vachite chittanupassi viherati bahida vachite chittanupassi viherati ajata bahida vachite Chittanupassi viherati samudaya dhammanupassi va chittasmin viherati vaya dhammanupassi va chittasmin viherati samudaya vaya dhammanupassi va chittasmin viherati Abhijittam siva panas satipachupatita hoti yavadeva jnanamataya patisati mataya anisito ca viherati naca kinci loke upadiyati evam pikho bhikkhave bhikkhu citte chittanupassi viherati.
In this way, in regard to the mind, he abides contemplating the mind internally, externally, internally, and externally. He abides contemplating the nature of arising, of passing away, of both arising and passing away. In regard to the mind, mindfulness that there is a mind, is established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and continuous mindfulness. And he abides independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how, in regard to the mind, he abides contemplating the mind.
Thank you so much. And also again, we go next another round. We have to go anyhow because we have to chant the last portion of this discourse, the Dhamma, the mindfulness of the Dhamma. So I respectfully invite to Sister Pekka, loud mom, and please chant after me. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Iti ajatang vadammesu dhammanupassi vyeti bahidava dhammesu dhammanupassi viherati ajat bahidava dhammesu dhammanupassi viherati samudaya dhammanupassiva dhammesu viherati vaya dhammanupassiva dhammesu viherati samudaya vaya dhammanupassiva dhammesu viherati ati dhammativa panas satipaccupattita hoti yavadeva jnanamataya patitatimataya anisito ca viherati naca kinci loke upadiyati evam pikho bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammanupassi viherati pancasu padanakkhandesu sadhu sadhu sadhu.
In this way, in regard to the Dhammas, he abides contemplating Dhammas internally, externally, internally, and externally. He abides contemplating the nature of arising, of passing away, of both arising and passing away in Dhammas. Mindfulness that there are Dhammas is established in him to the extent necessary for better knowledge and continuous mindfulness. And he abides independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how, in regard to Dhammas, he abides, contemplating Dhammas in terms of the five hindrances.
So we will move to the short meditation, and then I think Bante will join with you for the question and answer session. If Bante asks me, we'll see how it will be. I don't know. But right now, yes, we will start our short meditation, guided meditation, breathing meditation. We practice breathing meditation. Sit comfortably and gently close your eyes. And keep your body nicely. To encourage you, I bring the attention to the body right now, right here. This body is sitting on a cushion, keeping the both legs in a cross-legged posture. Resting both palms on the lap, sitting at the front edge of the cushion. It helps me to keep the upper body upright. Both shoulders are widely open and both arms are just hanging. The chin goes parallel to the earth. If you open your eyes, you can just only see 2 to 3 feet ahead. Gently close your eyes and bring your attention to yourself more and more deeply. Sachitte pariyo dapanam etang buddhana satanam. Avoid unwholesome deeds. Associate with the wholesomeness. Purify one's own mind. This is the teachings of the Buddha. Dear friends, now you can very quickly relax your body. Bring your full attention to your body. The body is in a good shape. Be happy about this virtuous posture. The wording is silent. It is not doing any errors. be happy about verbatim. Just focus to the attention, the mind. The attention is still wandering around. It is running to the past. It is running to the future. We deeply understand past is gone and just let them go. The future is not yet come. Just let them go. Bring your full attention to the present moment. Right now, right here. You are sitting. You are sitting with your noble friends. Beautiful, noble friends. Now you can focus your attention to your in-breath and out-breath. And notice mindfully you are breathing in, you are breathing out. First couple of breaths you can you can take first couple of breaths in your way, purposely, mindfully. Take a deep breath and very slowly exhale. Feel the breath. Stay alert on your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Just relax, 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 and breathe in and breathe out. Feel the body, feel the feeling, feel the mind, feel the phenomena of the mind. Breathe in, breathe out. Observe the rapid changing, constant changing in the breath. Oxygenated air molecules individually, separately travel through the nostrils or the mouth to the lungs, through the alveoli, through the capillaries, diffuse the oxygenated air molecules to the blood circulation. And notice the oxygenated air molecules all the way, right away, release through the lungs, through the bronchi, through the windpipe, through the nostrils. Exhale. Understand the constant changing Everything is changing in a molecular level, in cellular level. Everything is changing physically. All the feelings are changing. The thoughts which are occurring in the mind, they are changing. They all are changing, 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 changing. Just focus to the breath and practice and observe the constant change. Practice breathing meditation. For a couple of minutes. Changing is occurring in each and every aspect. Therefore, there's nothing to cling and hold. Everything is changing. If they are changing, nothing to be worried. Just let them go. Just let them go. Let them go. Practice breathing meditation by practicing letting them go. Practice silently. gently open your eyes and come out from the meditation. Bante,
Yes, Bante. Yes.
thank you so much for Bante letting me to do this.
Thank you, Bante, for taking your time and preparing for this. And we all, enjoy the chanting, recitation, and also, meditation. Yeah. So now it is a question and answer session, right? So maybe
Yes.
if you, this is a good opportunity. If you have any questions about this mindfulness practice, what Bante just explained, if you want to know more, little bit more, and now it is time for you to ask questions. Yes, Sati. Yes.
Thank you, Bhante. And thank you, Bhante Puna, for offering this to us. It's great. The question that I've been wondering about, so in the 4 foundations of mindfulness, body, feelings, mind, and Dhamma, right?
Yeah.
And so I was trying to explain this to a friend, the 4 foundations, but the thing I don't have a clear idea about is the difference between the 3rd and 4th foundation. So mind and Dhamma. I found that if you could just say what the difference is, or I even tried reading about it and it just wasn't clear to me. So I'm just wondering what the difference is.
In the Dhamma, actually, though in the mind, actually it talks about the direct observation of the constant attitudes or the behavior of the mind. In the Dhamma, it talks about the status of the mind. But those are status, those are kind of firmly established sort of conditional thought process. Those are thought processes. That in the mind, you just observe the constant moods of the mind. Is that right, Bhante?
Yes, I think Bhante, yes, you use the word moods. That's a very important way to understand the difference. In contemplation of the mind, you pay attention to the general mood of the mind, right? So you know that when you chanted that sometimes we have concentrated mind, sometimes we have unconcentrated mind. Sometimes we have focused mind, sometimes we have dispersed mind. So these are general moods of the mind. So Dhamma, mental phenomena or Dhammanupassana is like specific qualities of the mind, both wholesome and unwholesome. So they are closely connected. So I can have a specific mental quality, let's say some kind of irritation, and then based on that specific quality, I can also develop a mood of the mind. So the moods of the mind stay longer, and specific qualities of the mind comes and go. So they are connected, I think. But I think as Bhante mentioned, the moods of the mind are the contemplation of the chitta, and the specific qualities of the mind, wholesome and unwholesome qualities, specific ones, would be Dhammanupassana, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
But I use the state of because the quality, the word quality itself even gives us kind of
positive idea, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and also, but when you are going to that particular arena, the Dhammanupassana, you have to be very careful the using word. That's why I told that. But I go with you.
Thank you very much.
Is there any other question?
I could.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, I have no one else. So with the chanting in Pali, and then we're trying to chant in English, or we're not trying, we're doing it. But I'm wondering, is there a specific melody for the chanting? So to me, it seems like it sort of changes, and that maybe depending on what's happening right then. But so like Bhante Puna, when you're chanting in Pali, the different parts of the Satipatthana, are you always going with the same melody, or are you does it change for some reason, or
I fairly always try to be in one particular melody. We are not just moving fast reading. The way what we do in chanting, we try to do the slow reading. Why do we need the slow reading? To keep our attention on each and every word and the context of that, and to grab the meaning of those words, and then you can deeply analyze them in your isolated time, and you can practice and experience and enjoy the path.
Thank you.
So welcome. Thank you for asking that question. It's very kind of new, because it is our own kind of compilation for this course, because we can see that chanting is very popular. This monks are chanting this, but when I was trying to convey this message to a group of Sri Lankans, and I noticed that we don't have a simple translation. Unfortunately, at that moment, I couldn't find simple translation. I thought, oh, wow, how can I do this? Then actually, what I did, I used the Pali terms that we don't have proper translation, put into the Sinhalese language. Now they are chanting Pali, but Sinhalese, but they are chanting again Sinhalese. So we have to use a very kind of a technique to build a bridge to transfer from one language to the other, because the two different languages are two different aspects they have. One language is doing, and the other language is being. So how can we do this with two different languages, being and doing? So if you mix that together, being and doing together, actually we can do a wonderful job.
So, okay, we have another question from Deepani Nona.
The question I have is from the Dhammanupassana. In that part of the Dhammanupassana, let's first talk about the Pancha Nivarana and then the Pancha Upadanaskandha, and then go to the wholesome states of mind, acquiring wholesome states of mind, like Sapta Bhujanga. My question is, do we get rid of the Pancha Nivarana and the Pancha Upadanaskandha at the same time we are trying to acquire the Sapta Bhujanga? Or do we do it first? We get rid of Pancha Nivarana Dharma and then the clinging to Pancha Upadanaskandha, then only we can go to acquire the Sapta Bhujanga.
Bhante will help me to answer this question, but I will tell a little bit for this. Actually, if you go through the Dhammanupassana very carefully, you can see that actually it is no point to argue that letting go or the renunciation or the refraining from the defilement. That is the foremost task in this practice. So, what we have to the five hindrances are kind of obstacles to have a peace in mind. So, what's the point of having that? So, just we let them go. On the other hand, at the same time, with the guidance of this course, we practice some other qualities. For example, 7 factors of enlightenment. But ultimately, even we letting go the 7 factors of enlightenment. That's because finally we deeply understand the constant changes. So what we have to do here is actually there is no any acquiring at the end, just letting go. And Bhante, please.
I think, removing unwholesome tendencies of the mind and acquiring, maybe growing wholesome ones are very closely connected. So, for example, removing 5 hindrances are very closely connected to development of 7 factors of enlightenment or Bojjhanga. They're not very different. So for example, when you get rid of kama chanda, sensual desire, and once you overcome that, what you are growing is equanimity, and then when you overcome tina midde, what you call sloth and torpor or sluggishness, and once you overcome that, what you are developing is virya and piti, what you call mental effort and joy. So when you overcome restlessness and worries, uddacha kukkucha, what you are developing is passaddhi and samadhi. So they are all closely connected, almost like the wholesome qualities are the opposite of unwholesome qualities. So once you remove the unwholesome tendencies, you automatically move into the wholesome ones, because it's the same stream of the mind. So I think they are closely connected. Very removal of hindrances is also beginning of developing 7 factors of enlightenment. They're happening together at the same time, not as separate times.
Thank you, Bhante, for that answer. And thank you, Punahamdu, for that answer too. And at the end, after acquiring or redeeming, we understand the 4 noble truths. And then we have to let go of the 4 noble truths when you attain Nibbana.
That is why I just answered that question before. Actually, that is the miracle of this path. That is the miracle of this path. I don't have any other term to use there. That is the miracle of this path, letting go of the Four Noble Truth. I don't know why. You can answer and you can do your research. Bhante?
Yes. Yes, I think in this practicing of this whole, Satipatthana, all these practices belongs to the fourth noble truth. So, because this is the practice, so it is the fourth noble truth. We are practicing it. So as a result, we will transform the way we see the world, the way we react to the world. So ultimately, what we are letting go is that we are not claiming any ownership even to that realization. The realization is there. That transformation, the different way we react to the world is there, but we are not going to claim ownership to that realization and ownership. So I think what is happening there in this practice within the Four Noble Truths, what we are really doing is we are practicing the fourth noble truth. And when we start to practice this, we already kind of passed other truths, but of course we are developing the realization. So we have deeper realization, but we don't claim ownership to it.
Thank you, Bhante. Teruvan Saranai.
Yes, Bhante, we have a few more minutes. I'm thinking, Bhante, to ask you a question. Yeah. Yes, Bhante. So in the four foundations of mindfulness, we have four foundation, like four places that we pay our attention, right? We pay attention to our body, and then to our feelings, we meet sensations, and then our mind, and then of course our status of the mind. And so there's a kind of order, right? So it's body, sensations, mind, and mental states. Bhante, is there any significance of this order? Why Buddha has given this four foundation, but in this particular order: body, sensations, mind, and mental states. Is there any significance in that?
That is why one day you have a PhD.
Huh?
That is why you have a PhD.
Yeah. No. I am asking. Is there any?
No, I mean that is why I answer in that way. That is why you have a PhD, Bhante, because I really honor you.
Yeah.
To have such a great question.
Yeah.
You can answer this question.
No, I mean, I'd like to know your thoughts, Bhante. Yeah.
Actually, that because first we have to start from the experiential level. First, you have to start from that, from one tangible level.
Yeah.
Then you can go to the subtle and subtle and subtle. You start from the other end, it doesn't work. Yeah. We have doubts. We have doubts there. We have lots of curiosity there. You just deviate from the path. It is always better to start from the common ground. Common sense are more important than any other knowledge here.
So in a way, Bhante, it's starting from the easy part to and moving to a more difficult and complex part.
Actually, later on you realize, Bhante, the most complex part is the body.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So maybe you start with the body because it is something that you can easily
all
catch.
Other stuff are hallucinations. All other stuff are hallucinations. The most complex and miraculous part is the body.
Body, yeah. Okay, Bhante.
Yeah. I really appreciate Bhante.
Yes, Bhante. I also see, Bhante, another connection here. So, of course, we start with body, which is, as you mentioned, tangible. We can easily observe, and it is kind of present here. And then once we establish our mindfulness on the body, and then we can go deeper and deeper into it, and then move to the the layer of sensations and then layer of the mind, and even go deeper into the mind and understand the contents of the mind. So it's kind of starting from periphery and then go into
also Bhante,
yeah.
if somebody is going to practice, it doesn't belong to any particular groups of people, cult. It doesn't belong to that. That's why that's the miracle of.
Yeah.
Is that right, Bhante?
Yes, Bhante. Yeah, exactly. This is something that any being and any person can do, right? This is kind of experiment, kind of research that one is doing to understand what is really happening here. Right? So
absolutely, it is the research. This is the lab that we have. The body from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. That is the lab that we have. We are in the lab all day long. And we are in the library. Why don't we read? We are in the hospital. Why don't we cure? Yeah. We have a lot of ailments. Why don't take medicine? So you have to be in your hospital. You have to be in your library. You have to be in your body.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Bhante. This is a good message for Vesak, because this is what the Buddha did, right? So Buddha used his own body and mind as his.
Friendship. Your noble friendship always encourage me and direct me to the right path. I always love you, Bhante.
Yes, thank you, Bhante. You are most welcome, and we also want to ask on behalf of all of our participants today. We want to thank you for taking this long period of time to guide our participants. And we really want to appreciate your time, your effort, your preparation, and everything. So Bhante, we wish you good health and all the success and progress in your own spiritual path. And may Bhante continue to guide and teach all of us. And let us say sadhu 3 times to thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you, everyone. So now it is time to prepare the Buddha Puja, offering to the Buddha. So at 11 o'clock, we will start our chanting. So if you have prepared anything at home to offer to the Buddha, please go ahead and take them and prepare them. And we will also prepare our Buddha Puja here. So let us start our chanting at 11 o'clock. You can place flowers, candles, if you prepared food, and you can also place them, and we will do our midday chanting together at 11 o'clock. Okay. Hold on. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Buddhang, buddhang, buddhang. Vande. Dhammang, dhammang, dhammang. Vande. Sanghang, sanghang, sanghang. Vande. Buddhang, dhammang, sanghang. Vande. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us together express our gratitude and our honor and appreciation to the Buddha. And on this special day, that to celebrate the Vesak ceremony, we will make these offerings to the Buddha. And with these offerings are done, we dedicate these offerings as a way of our expression. We want to express our deep appreciation, our deep gratitude to the Buddha because of the Buddha's enlightenment, because the Buddha's compassion for all living beings. And we receive this Dhamma, and we receive this confidence in the Dhamma to practice our life, to make our life meaningful, and also to help ourselves to move towards the liberation. So we are so grateful, so we are so indebted to the compassion and gift of the Buddha. And right now, we will express our gratitude and our appreciation. We know that these items has no use for the Buddha, and Buddha do not need any of these items. But this is our expression, our honoring, and this is for us to focus on different virtues of the Buddha, different qualities of the Buddha. So let us make a wish. May these candle lights be an offering to the Buddha in honor of his deep, deep wisdom that penetrate to the realities of this life. And may this incense be an offering to the Buddha in appreciation of his moral fragrance. And may these flowers be an offering to the Buddha in appreciation of his blossomed compassion that he radiated towards all living beings. And may this water be an offering to the Buddha in honor of his cooling, loving kindness. And may these food items be an offering to the Buddha in appreciation of his selfless generosity. Let us continue to contemplate on these qualities of the Buddha. Let us also make an aspiration. May we also be inspired by these great virtues. May we also start to grow the same virtues in our mind too. May we also grow in our wisdom, in our moral fragrance, in our compassion, in our loving kindness, in our generosity. And with these thoughts, let us chant together to honor the Buddha.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vijñā carene sampanno sugato lokamidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakkhāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattam veditabbo vinyuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samīti patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani Atta purisa punggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo dakkiniyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyak ketang lokassati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Offering of light. Ganesarampadittena dīpena tamadang sena tiloka dīpang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yuttena dupenahang sugandhina pujaye pujaniyang tang puja bhajana muttamang. Offering of water. Adivase no bhante paniyang parikampitang anukampang upadaye patiganhatu uttame. Offering of food. Adhivase no bhante Bhojanang parikampitang anukampang upadaye patigan hatu utteme. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Worship of shrines. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbetani supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so we did our Buddha Puja, and doing a Buddha Puja on this special day is very, very auspicious, right, Bante? Yeah, usually we make offering to the Buddha most of the days, but to do it on the Vesak day, but actual day is on
23rd, right?
26th,
Wednesday.
But today is the day that we celebrate, you know. So to make an offering on the Vesak day it's a very auspicious thing. So we even our whole practice is also kind of offering to the Buddha. But right now we just express our appreciation, our devotion, our gratitude to the Buddha. So now it is time for us to move to our lunch. You have observed a precept not to take food in at improper times. So therefore you have to eat your lunch before the noon. So you have enough time now. So therefore, please take your food, and then just like we did in the morning, we will also use our meal time a part of our practice. So today, eat your lunch not in the way that you usually eat in other days, and we can transform our lunch, our meal to a mindful practice that can help us to purify our mind, and that will help us to develop our ability to see the reality of the life by simply developing our mindfulness. So before you eat, and please do food reflection. We have sent you an email. People who registered have got an email with a set of recitation. In that, you will find one page with food reflection on food. For others, simply just like we did in the morning, prepare your plate nicely, sit together. If you are with the family, just sit together and don't start to eat at first. Take a moment to do a contemplation, and just remind, and just before you eat, reflect that the food that I'm going to eat is simply a nourishment to this body, and may this food be a nourishment to this body. I'm eating this body food as a medicine, as a nourishment to maintain this body, not to beautify this body, not to make this body like but simply to maintain and sustain this body to help my practice. And then at the same time, think about all the people and all other beings who are connected to this meal. And even though we have one plate of meal in front of us, there can be so many people and beings who have been contributed to this, one plate of food. For all different kinds of animals, and all from farmers all the way to people who stored them, transported them, and we can think about every one of them and just feel grateful. And someone has to work hard to earn money to buy this food, and we can think about all of them and be appreciative of them and be feel grateful, and then you can start eating. And as I mentioned earlier, and eat very slowly. You have enough time to complete your meal, and we will take one bite, and then we don't prepare our next bite until we finish the first bite. One bite. So just take a mouthful of food and just chew it with very mindfully, and observe the sensation, observe the thoughts arising in your mind, and without developing any of them. Just be a witness to all what is happening within you, and recognize sometimes the greed, sometimes even when you eat something not pleasant, some maybe resistant, whatever, just observe them and notice the mind, and also be aware of all the physical sensation, and then so in that way you will eat your meal with full mindfulness, and by the time you finish your meal, you had developed so much mindfulness in your life. So let us do that, and we will come back at 12:30, and at 12:30 we will start our next program. So we wish you a happy meal, right, Bante? A happy and mindful meal. And when you eat mindfully, and you will appreciate, you will recognize all different types of taste that you have in the food. Otherwise, when we are so quick to eat, we don't really feel the full taste of the mouthful of the food, because we are so fast to swallow the food and want to get the other other bite, and we are so busy in putting things into our mouth, not really taking time to appreciate what is inside the mouth. But with this mindful eating, you'll be able to appreciate every bite. You'll be able to explore and experience all different varieties of taste. But at the same time, you'll also see our mind, how our mind is reacting to those different types of tastes. So it's going to be very mindful and very wholesome experience. So please have your lunch, and we will meet you at 12:30.